Okay, so before we get started, what I just want to briefly mention is our disclaimer is that we don't, FXDD does not give buy, sell, or hold recommendations, and that trading is risky. You want to make sure that you trade only with risk capital that will not affect your lifestyle, and that the information contained herein is meant to be for educational purposes only and is not meant to be construed as any type of trading advice. So without further ado, okay, so this is the Swordfish platform, and this is the way it's going to look basically when you first open it up. It's going to have your 4 charts on the right, and it's going to have your quote panel up top on the left, which is going to show you all the currency pairs as well as buy and sell buttons, for corresponding to the bid and ask quotes. And then in the bottom left, you've got your bottom line numbers window right here, which is going to show you your balance, your open positions amount, unrealized profit or loss, free margin, use margin, and liquidation level. So you'd always want to pay attention to those. And then in the lower right-hand corner, you've got your positions tab. This will show you any trades that you have open. And the trading history tab will, of course, show you any trades that you already opened and closed. We're working with a demo account. I placed a couple of test trades earlier, so they've all been cleared out. So we're gonna start with a clean slate. Now, the Swordfish platform was built in-house by our own developers, and it was built with customization and user preferences in mind. There's a lot of different ways to do a lot of different things with this platform, so we're going to go through a couple of them today. Where you probably first want to start with is the Tools and then Options tab right here. This will let you change your password for your account, and it'll also let you select all of your colors. If you go to Charts and then Chart Colors, you will see that you can pretty much customize any item that you like on the charts, as well as the drawing tools right here. You can customize your colors for each and every one of these drawing tools. We'll get into actually how to use the drawing tools later. And you get your one-click trading execution settings right here as well. And we're going to get into one-click trading later also. So you definitely want to visit this place, this window first to customize all that stuff before you get to trading. But once that's all done, what you'll soon realize if you're working with Swordfish is that there's a lot of different ways to place an order. So you can pretty much place, I know of about 7 or 8. You might discover a few more if you keep playing with it. It's just limitless, apparently. So let's just go through a couple of those ways. We have the new order button in the upper left-hand corner right here. We can just click that, and that'll bring up our order ticket. We can right-click on a specific chart and then click New Order. That'll bring up the order ticket as well. Then you've got, of course, the tiles. If we click Buy on the dollar-yen tile, for example, we can go ahead and that'll open up an order ticket as well. And then in the quote panel, you actually have an option for advanced view, which is what you're looking at right now. And you also have simple view. Simple view will just show you all of the currency pairs, stacked up on top of each other. If you ever wanted to add more currency pairs, it's as simple as right-clicking inside this window, and if you scroll to currency pairs, it'll give you an option for what currency pairs you'd like to add to your window right here. But if we go back to advanced view, there's another way to place an order. You can undock a chart, and we're going to get into the whole undocking feature later, but if you undock a chart and then you go ahead and click buy or sell, that will open up an order ticket for you. B or S stands for buy or sell, but for now let's just go ahead and redock this. Then we've also got the main tab up here in the upper left-hand corner, and if we click main and then new order, that'll also open up an order ticket for us. So Swordfish was, like I said, Swordfish was designed to accommodate just about any user preference that there is out there as far as the charting and as far as placing orders. There's a lot of different ways to do things just by taking a look at the order placement. So let's go ahead and place an order and find out where it ends up. So let's go ahead and click $yen. Now, before we actually do that, the other neat feature with the Swordfish platform is the fact that it has one-click trading. One-click trading, what that'll allow you to do if you enable it, and you can enable it by going to the upper left-hand corner and then clicking one-click mode on. Of course, this disclaimer is going to pop up because you have to be warned that you might click something by accident with one-click mode on and the trade will still go through. But for those of you that like to get into the market quickly and efficiently without having to go through the whole opening up an order ticket, what you'll see right here once you have one-click mode on is that the one-click boxes for every single one of these currency pairs is turned orange. That signifies that one-click mode is on. So if you were to just simply click on the buy tab right here, you will buy $yen at the market. And you can go ahead and you see if you have the advanced view up here, in the upper right-hand corner of the advanced view quote panel, you can actually set your settings. You can have one click enabled for all. You can turn it off for none. If you click none, it'll turn off completely. And if you go to the edit button, it'll actually let you, because when you have the one-click mode on, the order ticket doesn't pop up, so you have no chance to put in your stop loss. But this will let you actually enter your limit and trailing stop preferences right from here. So every single time you place a trade, it will open with these parameters. So if we go ahead, I'm gonna disable one-click mode for now. And just open up an order ticket. Now that we have the order ticket open, we're going to leave it on market. And let's say if we want to add a stop loss or a take profit. We can simply enter that right here. Let's say if we wanted to 77.50. This is just for demonstration purposes. So let's go ahead and place the order. We have buy highlighted. Here it is. The positions tab, you'll see the $yen that we just bought right here. It'll show you how much margin we're using. And it'll show you from left to right the symbol, which is $yen we bought, so it's going to say buy, amount, the open price, the rate, and the current market price. And this is our unrealized profit loss. It shows it as both a dollar amount and in pips, which is pretty cool, beside each other. Rollovers are not applicable yet. And here's our used margin. And then under the pending orders section, we can see that we have a take profit and a stop loss. And if you'd see right next to it, they have OCO next to them. OCO means one cancels the other. So basically, if one of them gets hit, the other one automatically gets canceled. And now this is a deal-based platform. It won't let you open up buys and sells at the same time. So you always have to be careful when you're placing pending orders that they do say OCO next to them. If they don't say OCO next to them, then if one of them gets hit, the other one will still get left behind. So keep that in mind. Always make sure that it says OCO next to it. So let's say then, if we wanted to close this trade, we want to right click and then click close position. And there it is. Now it's closed. Now if you'll notice, the pending orders got left behind. So what do? We right click and then click cancel all, or we can cancel one if we want to leave one behind if we just click cancel order. But let's go ahead and cancel all. And they're gone, and we have nothing left. Now let's say if we have a trade on right now, let's go ahead and place another buy position for $yen, and we don't have a stop loss or a take profit, but we want to add one. What do? We can right click and then click the new order button, and then instead of market, we will choose pending. Now since we bought, the first thing that we want to make sure that we do is click. Let's say if we want to add a stop, if we wanted to add a stop loss and a take profit, we'll go with the take profit first. Take profit is also known as a limit order. So let's highlight both actually. And then what we want to do is, since we bought, what is the opposite? How are we going to get out of a buy trade? We're going to sell it back. So we want to make sure that the sell box is selected. So now it'll let us input our values. Let's go with 78.90 for the limit and 78.00 for the take profit. And then we'll go ahead and place the order. And here we are. We'll see in the pending orders tab that there's a take profit and a stop loss, and they are being treated as OCO sells. So let's go ahead and cancel all. Now the other cool thing about the Swordfish platform, let's go ahead and place another buy. Let's go ahead and actually place a buy for another currency pair. And one more for that matter. If we wanted to close everything that we have open at once, we can right click and then click close all positions. This will close everything all at once. And you'll see right here that you get a little message that pops up that every single order has in fact been closed. So let's go ahead and close that. Now let's say if you wanted to modify your lot size. Well, actually, let's say if you wanted to employ one-click mode. Let's turn one-click mode on. So now, let's say if we wanted to modify our lot size before we placed a one-click trade. What we can do is inside this quote panel down here, underneath each and every set of tiles, we have a trade size box. And here it is. It lets you choose your default. These are the default lot sizes that pop up. But if you want to choose your own, it's as simple as clicking the edit button down here and then entering your amounts. And then once you have all of your amounts entered, you can simply choose between each and every one of them by clicking here and then choosing the one that's appropriate for the trade that you want to place. And then it's as simple as clicking the buy button, and here we go. Inside, we're already in a euro-dollar trade. And if we want to close it, just right-click and click the close position. So let's turn one-click mode off for now. Okay. And let's go ahead and cover pending orders. Let's go ahead and click the buy button. Let's say if we wanted to do a pending order for euro dollar, meaning that we don't want to buy right now or sell right now, but we want to buy or sell at a price in the future. How do we do that? We'll go ahead and click the pending order button. Actually, what we can actually do is click the conditional orders button. Let's say if we wanted to buy when the market dropped to a certain price. Let's say we didn't want to buy until it dropped to 1.2290. Well, 2200, should I say. We can click the buy button. We'll enter our price at 1.2200, and our stop will be at 1.2100, and the take profit will be at 1.2300. Again, this is all for demonstration purposes. Let's go ahead and click the place order button, and there it is. What we can actually see that we have here is we have an order to buy at 1.2200 with a conditional stop loss and take profit, 2100 and 2300. Now if we wanted to cancel this or modify it, we can right click and then click the modify button, and that'll let us change our values right here. Or if we wanted to cancel it, again, we could right click and then click the cancel order button. And there it is. One other thing, all of your bottom line numbers will show up right here on the lower left hand side. So you've got the balance here, you've got the open positions amount, that'll show you the in dollars the amount of money that you're trading, the contract size in total. Then you've got the unrealized profit loss. Right now we're losing $8 on this trade, so it's going to show here. It's all sort of captioned for you in this little window, which is very cool. And then you've got the free margin right here, which is the amount of equity that's not being used towards margin. Then you've got your used margin underneath that, of course, and the liquidation level. Liquidation level will usually, I would say 99.99% of the time, mirror the used margin, because we liquidate clients when the equity drops down to that margin amount. So you want to make sure that your account value, which is the one all the way on the bottom, that represents your equity, you want to make sure that that is as far above this liquidation level and used margin as possible. So let's go ahead and close this for now. And that just about covers order placement in the platform. So what we'll go ahead and do next is take a look at the charts. What we actually have here is we've got 4 charts that are going, that were open when we opened up the demo. So let's go ahead and close the other 3 and leave just 1 behind, so everybody can see exactly what's going on. Now if we want to add a new chart, there's a lot of different ways to do that too. We have the new chart button right here. We've also got, if we go to if we go to charts and then new chart, that'll let you choose a new chart, a new currency pair for a new chart. And then you've also got the chart buttons down here. For each and every individual set of tiles, you can generate a chart just by clicking on these chart buttons right here. So there they are. And we can also change the existing currency pair of a chart just by right-clicking on the tab and then clicking currency pairs and then changing it. Let's say if we wanted a euro-dollar chart instead. There it is. Now we have a euro-dollar chart. Now the cool thing about these charts is they were designed with the ability to undock them. You can literally undock a chart from this platform and move it around anywhere you want. If you have a second monitor and you would like to devote that to just charts or just a chart, then you can actually click and drag it and move it outside of the platform. As you can see, I'm going off the screen here, but I'm going to move it back. So what that'll let you do is it'll let you drag it over to a whole other monitor and populate that whole monitor with just a chart. So that was always something that traders were always looking for. And we're happy to say that Swordfish actually does provide that. So we'll go ahead and redock it. If we want to redock it, I'll go ahead and go through the docking procedure. This little icon right here with the arrow extending out from the rectangle, that'll be for undocking a window. You can literally undock any window that you want. It doesn't even have to be a chart. You can undock the quote panel window. You can undock this window. You can undock any window that you want. But if you want to undock it and then move it around, and if you want to dock it again, just go ahead and click the rectangle with the arrow pointing inward. And there it is. Now, once we have the chart open, we can modify everything from up here. We can modify the periodicity by clicking here. Here we have a tick chart, 1 minute chart, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, and monthly. And here's our drawing tools. If we want to draw a vertical line, it's very similar to MT4. All we have to do is click and hold. Well, all we do is click our left mouse button over the vertical line, and then you'll see that the arrow has been replaced with a set of crosshairs, and there it is. We can just click and hold. We can click our left mouse button and drop it right in. And if we want to move it around, we have to just we don't even have to double click to select this. All we do is we click and hold down the left mouse button directly over the line, and we can just move it as we like, move it as we please. And then we've got the horizontal line, which will let you do the same thing. Just move it around. Trend lines, same thing. This is not going to be to scale, but then you've got the three separate dots right here. This will let you just pivot the trend line, the very bottom one. This will let you move the whole thing sideways without changing the angle. And this will let you modify the angle from the top side. Now, if we want to delete anything that we drew on the chart, all we have to do is simply pinpoint it with our mouse and right-click on it, and then click delete. The other cool thing here is if we have a trend line, we can right-click it and then click snap to price, and that will align it spot on with the price. So trend lines no longer have to be as subjective, and you don't have to drive yourself crazy with trying to get it right on the line. The Swordfish platform actually allows you to snap the trend line to the price so that it's as accurate as possible for you. So again, let's right-click, snap to price. But if we want to delete it, let's go ahead and right-click and delete it. Right-click and delete this. And let's right-click and delete this as well. And we've got our Fibonacci extensions tool, Fibonacci retracement tool right here. Same procedure. We click and hold down the left mouse button, and we'll drag it up and let it go. And we can also use the snap to price thing here. And there it is. Now we've got a very accurate Fibonacci. And then we've got the indicators button right here. If we wanted to add an indicator. Or we can, and everything that I'm showing you here, just by using these the toolbar up here, you can actually replicate it all by right-clicking, and then there's a menu that will pop up when you right-click on the chart. It'll let you change the chart type, candlesticks to open, high, low, close bars, high, low, close, and open, high, low, and there's also a line chart. Let's go ahead and choose candlesticks for now. But everything that I pretty much showed you that's in the toolbar up top, you can also use by right-clicking on. You can also employ by right-clicking on the chart, and everything will show up right here. So for the indicators, we can click Add Indicator, and it'll give you a whole list of indicators to choose from. Let's choose moving average. Let's just leave everything the way it is for now. And here we go. We have our moving average on the chart. And we can right-click on it and click Delete Indicator in order to delete it. And let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Let's go ahead and delete the Fibonacci retracement. also zoom in by right-clicking and then click zoom in. Or we could right-click, click the magnifying glass with the minus sign in the middle of it, and click zoom out. Let's do that one more time. That's right-click and zoom in or zoom out. Give it just a second. The other cool thing that you can actually do from the chart on the Swordfish platform is you can modify your stop loss by clicking and holding it and dragging it as if it were a horizontal line. And that's actually pretty cool. All you do is, if you'll notice, what I just did while the platform was adjusting was I placed the euro-dollar order and I placed the stop loss order with it. But what you can actually see here is that it generated a line on the chart. So if we click and hold that line, let's say if we want to move it up, you can click and hold and drag it up and then drop it, and that'll let you modify your stop loss. All you have to do is click the apply button and you have a new stop loss. So that'll let you eyeball, a lot of traders are, they base what they do on visuals. So that actually, it gives you a visual representation of your stop loss and lets you change it on a visual basis rather than a numerical basis, which can sometimes be useful. And you can do the same thing with a take profit as well, obviously. So that pretty much is going to take us to the end. I want to thank everybody for being here. And what I'd also like to share with you before I let everybody go is that if anybody has any questions at all about anything that they've just seen, please feel free to give us a call. The number is going to be 212-437-8008, or you could email us at salesteam@fxdd.com. You can give us a call or send us an email at any time, day or night. We have 24-hour support as long as the market is open. So feel free to give us a call if you need assistance with anything or if you have additional questions that were not answered during this webinar. Thank you all very much for attending once again, and have a good night.